So I've been using the OnePlus 13 for a little over 2 months now. So the big question, is this worth the hype? Let's talk. What's up guys, welcome back to Michael's Tech Talk. So here we are, OnePlus 13. I have been using this for a little over 2 months, and full disclosure, I purchased this phone myself with my own money. I was not sent this phone, I was not gifted this phone, so this is me putting my money where my mouth is. This is one of the first phones to use Snapdragon's 8 Elite system on a chip, so let's get into my experience. Right, so let's just do a quick spec overview. So let's just try and break this down in simple terms. This is a 6.8 inch OLED display with quad edge curve. Now I know what you're thinking, Michael, you hate curved displays, and yes I do, but strangely I did not mind the display on this phone having a very slight curve, which was kind of weird, but we'll talk more about that later. Storage options. In the UK, you can get 256 gig models with 12 gig of RAM, or you can get a 512 gig with 16 gig of RAM, and that is what this one is. 512 gig with 16 gig of RAM, so it's a bit beastie. And I got this on Amazon for a deal, $899 for the 512 model with 16 gig of RAM, which I thought was an absolute steal. Cameras, we have triple cameras here in the back, tuned by Hasselblad, and we also have a 32 megapixel selfie camera as well, so it's pretty well spec'd in the camera department. It is IP60 and IP69 rated for water and dust resistant as well, so it's pretty well stacked there as well. You don't see a lot of phones with IP69 rating on them, so that's pretty cool to see. And this has a massive 6000 milliamp hour battery, which is just beastie. It is a silicone carbon battery as well. You also get color options. You get the Midnight Ocean, which is a blue, you get the Arctic Dawn, which is a white, and then you get the Black Eclipse, which is what I have here, and I think this is the best looking one. Don't at me, bro. So let's just talk about the design. So if you like the OnePlus 12, this will feel very familiar, but this Black Eclipse color is just chef kiss. It is just really sleek, and I like using this phone caseless all the time, even if I am very, very scared to use it caseless, but it is very, very, very nice. It's sleek, it's understated, it feels premium, which is a tough nut to crack to get all three of those right on a phone. At 216 grams, this is lighter than an iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung S25 Ultra as well, so you're not carrying an absolute brick of a thing around in your pocket, which is pretty sweet. So let's just talk about the display. So this is a 6.8 inch or a 6.82 inch display if you want to be precise. It has all the usual things. It has got 120 Hz refresh rate. It's got a resolution of 1440 by 3168 pixels, 510 ppi density as well. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's bright, it's vibrant. This thing, in high brightness mode, this thing will get up to 1600 nits. But if you are someone that likes to use light mode and you're out in the really bright weather, you know, for the 3 days a year that we get sunshine in the UK, this thing will have no issues with brightness. This thing has a peak brightness of 4500 nits, which is absolutely bonkers. Now, for the likes of me that uses dark mode a lot, it's a bit wasted because I like to just keep things down low and nice and dark. So, but if you're not like me and you like the brightness, yeah, you'll like this. Performance, let's talk about the chip. Snapdragon 8 Elite, that thing is an absolute beast. I had the pleasure of being in Hawaii for Snapdragon Summit and see the launch of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and man alive, it is just incredible. The Snapdragon 8 Elite boasts these improvements over the previous model, which was the 8 Gen 3, and that chip was no slouch by any means. We're getting 45% better performance and efficiency. AI features are faster and they're smoother. Everything just runs like a well-oiled machine. Overall, the phone is snappy, it's sharp. Everything I have thrown at it, it just handles with no issues, whether it's playing games, watching content, taking photographs, taking videos, taking 4K videos, even snapping the odd 8K video, which was pretty pointless for me, but not that I can do anything with it. It's all in the name of testing and whatnot. It was, yeah, putting it through its paces. The thermals on it have been excellent. I've never really noticed this phone getting warm, and with this phone having 100 watt wired charging, even when this thing charges, it doesn't really feel warm, which is something that I was kind of worried about. I was kind of worried, you know, 100 watt charging, you know, yeah, plug that in and the next thing it'll be a little toaster oven in the corner, but absolutely not. This thing is just, like, it keeps a cool head. Battery life, so we are rocking a 6000 milliamp hour battery. This battery is rocking the silicone nano stack, which is a silicone carbon battery, which basically means the battery is denser, but it takes up less space inside the phone. So yeah, that, I think that is part of the contributing factor for the thermals of this phone. The fact that the battery isn't taking up a massive amount of space, it gives the thermals of the way the phone is designed, it allows heat to dissipate in a natural way, which is pretty cool. The aluminium frame also helps as well, because aluminium is better at dispersing heat than say the likes of stainless steel or titanium. I've been getting a solid maybe 7.5 hours of screen on time. That's with daily use, pushing this phone, doing all sorts of things throughout the day. Phone calls, messages, emails, taking photographs, taking videos, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty solid. But the little trick this thing has up its sleeve is, do you see standby on this? Now obviously I review a lot of tech, I do a lot of different things on this channel. I have been switching between this and the S25 Ultra fairly frequently since these phones were launched pretty close together. I've been sort of flicking between the two of them. And normally when you take your SIM card out of a phone, you put it into another phone and you just sort of leave the other phone sitting. I never really turn phones off, so I just leave them sitting on standby. And then when I go back to them, I'm like, oh yeah, that phone will be dead. I'll need to plug that in and charge it. The standby of this battery when you're not using it is incredible. It's the best I've seen on a smartphone. Like literally, I'll set this phone down for 3-4 days, come back, and it'll still have life in it. And it's like, what? How? It's absolutely crazy. I mean, the S25 Ultra, I'd take the SIM card out of it and I'll leave it sitting for a couple of days. I'll come back to it, it's dead. I'll need to put it on a charger. This thing doesn't want to die. And then we've got charging. So this thing has 100 watts wired charging, which is crazy fast. You can fully charge this phone from 0 to 100 in 36 minutes. If you ever have any worry about battery anxiety, that will eliminate it completely, because 36 minutes, I mean, say if you're getting ready to go out on a night out, or you're going to meet somebody and you're thinking, oh no, my phone needs some juice in it, and you plug that in, you go and have a shower, go get changed, whatever, you come back, that phone's charged, fully charged, and you're ready to go. That is incredible. So if you ever have range anxiety, you carry around a lot of external batteries and chargers and stuff, you don't need that. You really don't. It's pretty awesome. It does support G2 wireless speeds, however there is no magnets in the phone, but if you do pick up a MagSafe compatible case, you'll have the magnets and you'll be able to wirelessly charge with G2 on a MagSafe mount. You have no issues with that whatsoever. Let's talk cameras. So I have really enjoyed this for photographs. Now I take a lot of photographs. I obviously test these phones, I put them through their paces, I try a lot of different photographs, a lot of different things. I really like the photographs. They come out, they're not overly processed. They are a bit more on the warm side, but I personally do prefer that taste of photograph, if I'm being honest. And yeah, for me, I really like it. The edge detection on portrait mode as well, I think is one of the best I've seen in quite a while. You take a portrait mode photo and I think this just seems to handle the edge detection a little bit better, which is pretty cool. 4K video is okay. I mean, it's not the best I've ever seen on a smartphone. It's not the worst I've seen either. I will say though, the only issue I did find with shooting video on it is when I was shooting in low light, I did find that when you're zooming in and the phone is switching lenses, it does tend to change the coloring. Like something is going on. I'm not sure if it's software based, I'm not sure if it's hardware based, but something just doesn't quite go right when it flicks between lenses and it doesn't seem seamless. There's a noticeable color difference between the lenses on the phone, so that's the only thing I would say. But to be honest, see in normal daylight and your normal everyday video, it's pretty decent. This phone is running Android 15 and this is running Oxygen OS. Now if I'm being 100% honest, Oxygen OS is really nice to use. I really like it, and I'm going to say something very controversial. I think I prefer it over One UI. Yep, it's smooth, it's sleek, and it feels a bit quicker than One UI to me. I'm not sure if my brain's playing tricks on me, but to me it feels a bit quicker, it feels more responsive, and I just like the look of it. I love the 3-finger swipe for taking screenshots. I love that. It's a really cool feature. This thing is packed as well with the likes of Google Circle to Search AI and things like that, which is all really good, and it all works really well on this phone. The only thing I will say, right, and it's a really minor annoyance, it's a bit of a nitpick if I'm honest, but when I'm swiping up to close all apps, it never closes all apps. It always leaves like 2 or 3 still open, and I'm like, I'm wanting to close them all. I just, you know, I like to just open it. I like to flick up and close everything. And, you know, when I ask you to close it, I want you to close them. That is my only nitpick with it, to be honest. Yeah, I find that really irritating because then I have to go in and I have to close the remaining apps. So there's always like 2 or 3 that are always open, and it's like, the only real downside I would give this phone is the speakers. They're okay. If you are listening to something with a bit of quality and a bit of depth, it does sound a bit distorted, it does sound a bit tinny. I'm not sure if that's important to you. It's not really a massive thing for me, to be honest. I usually, when I'm listening to audio, I'm usually listening with buds, and it doesn't really bother me that much. But if speakers is a big thing for you, that's the only thing I would say to you. Just maybe keep that in mind. My final thoughts. Been using this phone for over 2 months, and I've been flicking between this and the S25 Ultra, and I have to say, I'm surprised by this phone. I'm surprised at how much I like this phone. I picked this phone up, having not used a OnePlus in a lot of years. I'm talking easily 7 years. I haven't used a OnePlus phone. I picked this up thinking I'm not really gonna like this, and I'm gonna send this back. And the fact that I have picked this up consistently over the S25 Ultra, a phone that I paid a lot more money for. This is the Android phone I keep picking up. I think that says it all. Is it perfect? Nope. Is it as polished as, say, the S25 Ultra? No. But it's £350 cheaper than the S25 Ultra. It's still got the same chip that's inside the S25 Ultra, Snapdragon 8 Elite. It's got a great battery. It's got a good display. It's got good cameras. It's got 100-watt fast charging. I mean, for its price point, it's really hard to argue with it. The fact I picked up the 512 gig version with 16 gig of RAM for $899, that's unbelievable value. It really is. So I would say, if you're an Android phone user and you like using Android phones, and if you've been using Samsungs or you've been using Pixels, or you've had a bit of brand loyalty and you want to try something new, yeah, you'll like this. You will really like this phone. So that is my experience with the OnePlus 13 after 2 months of usage. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know, have you got one? Are you thinking of getting one? Let me know your thoughts and your experiences down in the comments below. And that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, smash that like button for me. Don't forget to click that subscribe and ring that little bell to be notified of new videos just like this one. Keep a look at the channel. I have a lot more down-to-earth tech review and accessory videos coming. And if you want to see some more device reviews like this, let me know in the comments down below and give me a flex emoji. And yeah, until the next one, I'll catch you later. And they say 13's an unlucky number.